Hi everybody, welcome back to MyPhysical World, GIS side by side. We continue our fourth video in our series on QGIS 3.4, which is on the left, and ArcMap 10.7, which is on the right. Today I'm going to show you creating simple polygons for new shapefiles in each one. I'll show you a polygon, and then we're going to create a line feature class as well. First, we're going to do the polygon. I thought it would be fun to show you a real-world situation that I did with this 20 years ago. May 3rd, 1999, a town in our county got hit by a tornado, and our department was called on to create data for first responders in the Emergency Management Center. So what you're looking at right now in both, I try to set both of these projects up exactly the same. You're looking at an aerial photography that was taken May 4th, the day after the tornado hit. And it actually shows you the damage caused by the tornado going through that small town. What we're going to do is we're going to create simple polygon that goes around and captures the area that was strongly affected by the tornado. So I'm going to create what is called a swath map, a damage swath. All right, so we're going to create a simple polygon shapefile in each one. In QGIS, you go up here to the new shapefile layer, hit enter, or click that button. Then you're going to give your new shapefile a name. So you have to migrate to the directory that you want to save the file. And here I'm at GIS data, Sedgwick County, Kansas. And then I give it a name. We'll call this swath QG for QGIS. I'll make another one for ArcMap. So I hit save, and then I want to tell it what kind of feature class, and we're going to be making a polygon. And then I want to give it a projection. Since all of the data that is in this project is the Kansas South State Plain Zone, I want to make sure that my shapefile has that projection as well. So I click this down arrow for setting up my coordinate system, and since I have data that's in here in QGIS that is already NAT83 Kansas South Zone, it will show up in my quick list. So all I need to do is click that, and it assigns that projection to my new shapefile. The bottom part of this form is if you wanted to create your attribute table ahead of time, you can do that. We're not going to do that in this example. We're just going to create our polygon and move on from there. If that window keeps showing up, I apologize. It's not the GIS software, it's my recording software. So I have my shapefile name and feature class and projection set. I hit OK. So it adds my new swath feature class to my table of contents, and now I'm ready to edit or create my feature. So I come up to the pencil, which is turning on my editing, and now I have availability the drawing tools. So we're going to create a polygon. So I click on the polygon tool, and I come down to the lower left, and I start delineating out what I think is damage. I'm not going to get really particular like I would have in real life. I'm just making a simple polygon to show you how easy it is. And all I'm doing is I'm left clicking and going around the area, and I'm creating a polygon that will encompass all of the damage. I'm not zooming in or anything like that. I'm just giving you an idea of how easy it is to draw a polygon. So here I have my polygon. I get to the end, my end vertice, and I right click I give it a ID number, and I hit enter. My polygon is done. Now all I need to do is save. Do you want to save your changes to the swath? Yes. All right, so we have the polygon created. You can double click on the properties and you can change the symbol to anything that you want. If you want to change a color or style of the polygon, just like you would any other layer. Okay, so that's creating a polygon feature class in QGIS. All right, now let's go over here to ArcMap. So in ArcMap, the process of creating a new feature class is a little different. We're going to come over here to Arc Catalog, and here's my directory for my Sedgwick County data. I'm going to right click that, I'm going to hit new, come down to shapefile, and it will automatically save whatever I name into that directory. I didn't have to go through the same process of getting to that directory as I did in QGIS. All right, so we're going to create one called swath AG for ArcGIS. It's going to be a polygon feature class. The next step is I want to assign the projection. All right, you notice that no projection data is in there, so I need to edit that. Now, ArcGIS is not giving me a list like QGIS did for the projection that's in my project. So I need to go down to projected coordinate systems, go to state plane, and find NAD 83 US feet, which is right here. Expand that out, and then I come down and see if I can find Kansas South Zone. Okay, so there's Kansas North, and here's Kansas South, and there's my new projection data. Hit OK, and I'm fine with everything that I've set, and I hit OK, and it puts the feature class right at the top. But there's nothing in it, so we got to draw the polygon. So I'm going to come over here to the editing menu, and I'm going to start editing. Again, it brings up a dialog and says, which one do you want to edit? All right, well, I want to edit or create swath AG, and I hit OK. So now I'm ready to edit. Okay, so everything's set. So I come back to the editor window, and I come down here to editing window, and I click create features. And I get this new box here that shows what I have in edit mode, which is the swath AG, and I click on that, and down at the bottom of the create features menu tab, or whatever you want to call it, I get my options of what I'm going to draw, and I'm going to draw a polygon. Okay, now that I have polygon selected, I can come back to my map area, and now my editing tools are here for me to use. So I select this straight segment, and I come down to my lower left, just kind of like I did in QGIS, and I start digitizing my polygon. It's not going to look exactly like the one I did in QGIS, but you get the picture. I'm just creating a polygon to capture damaged data or damaged areas. All right, so we'll come down here, and all I'm doing is left clicking to create this polygon. We'll just drop down here, and then we have some damage along these houses, rows of houses, and down yonder here. When I get down to my last one, I hit right click, and I come up to finish sketch, and now I have my polygon. The only thing I need to do is come up here to editor and stop editing. Do you want to save your edits? Yes, I do. And so it thinks and thinks and thinks, but it gets done. So now in each one I have a polygon that I've created for my swath. All right. Now we're going to create a simple line feature class showing the center line of the tornado. We're going to pretend we know where it was. Okay. So go back to QGIS. Again, we go to the new shapefile layer and we migrate, make sure that we're in our working directory, which I am, Sedgwick County, Kansas. And we're going to call it torn path, and we'll call it QG. And hit save. And we are going to make a line feature class this time. And we are going to select our Kansas South again. And I'm not worried about any of the attribute data. So we'll hit OK. And now I have torn path QG. And my next step is to start editing. And I'm going to come over here. Notice that before we had a polygon because we were making a polygon feature. Now I have a line feature. So I'm going to click line, come down to my bottom. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the swath so we can see the actual damage. I'm going to come down here and let's pretend that we kind of go down the middle of our swath looking for the most dramatic damage. And let's say it kind of does this, but then it kind of veers off in this direction. Okay. All right, so I have my line, left clicking all the vertices. Now I'm going to right click to finish the sketch or finish the line. Give it an ID number since that was the first line that I entered in. Hit OK. All right, but you can't see the line very well because the color choice isn't all that great. But first we're going to save our edits. And now I'm going to double click on tornado path and change the symbology. We're going to make this a red, and we're going to make it a wider line. We're going to give it maybe a 2 and then hit OK. And now we have a line feature class that represents maybe the center line of the tornado or the most dramatic damage. Okay, I'm going to save this project now by just hitting my save. Okay. Now let's go to ArcMap. Do the same thing. We already have our polygon, so we're going to turn our polygon off so we can see the aerial photography underneath. And I'm going to come back over here to Sedgwick County directory. We're going to right click, do new, come down to shapefile. I get my dialog box. We're going to call this torn path AG for ArcGIS. We're going to make it a line or a polyline in this case. And we're going to edit and select our coordinate system. And we want NAT 83 state plane. Come down here till we find Kansas South. Hit OK. And then everything's set right. We hit OK. And then I'm going to go over here to the edit menu. Start editing. I'm going to select torn path AG. Hit OK. And then I'm going to select my torn path right here over in the create features box, which didn't go away after I created my polygon. So I still have it here to use for my tornado path. Click that. And we are doing a line, which I select down here. And then I come up to my edit menu, select line. And then I want to guesstimate the center of my tornado path. I'm going to try to match what I did in QGIS as close as I can. Well, I'm not going to get it exact, okay? But we're just kind of coming down the middle. Let's see, I had it veer off starting at this street and then let's say it went in this direction. Okay, I right click, I finish my sketch, and then I have my blue line there. Now I want to stop editing, and yes, I want to save my changes. And it takes ArcMap a little bit to save that new shapefile. We got that saved, and now I have my new shapefile here. I'm out of editing mode. I double click my torn path, click the symbol, and right there I got a thick red line. I can use this highway symbol for the thick red line. Hit OK, hit OK, and both of my tornado paths in each software is made. I want to save this project because the next video we're going to come back. We're going to start from where we left off, and we're going to do some more analysis using QGIS 3.4 and ArcMap 10.7. So come back for part 2. Thanks, and we will see you later.